Irregular engine performance encompasses several symptoms that indicate your engine isn't functioning optimally. These include rough idling, vibration or uneven running when stationary, hesitation or stumbling during acceleration, stalling or difficulty starting, unexpected power loss, unusual engine noises, knocking, pinging, hissing, check engine light illumination, and reduced fuel economy. Let's explore the most common causes of these symptoms and how you can address them safely. A clogged fuel filter often manifests as gradually worsening acceleration, engine sputtering at higher speeds, or stalling under load. If your vehicle's acceleration has become increasingly sluggish over time, rather than suddenly failing, the fuel filter may be restricted. To fix this issue, locate your fuel filter, usually along the fuel line under the vehicle or in the engine compartment. Consult your owner's manual. Place a container under the filter to catch fuel spillage. Remove the filter using basic hand tools, noting the direction of fuel flow indicated by an arrow on the filter. Install the new filter in the same orientation as the old one, and secure all connections before starting the engine to check for leaks. If your vehicle has an in-tank fuel filter, or if you're uncomfortable working with fuel systems, professional assistance is recommended. Dirty fuel injectors typically cause rough idling, poor acceleration, decreased fuel economy, or occasional misfiring. If performance issues are more noticeable when the engine is cold or during light acceleration, dirty injectors may be the culprit. For a quick fix, purchase a quality fuel injector cleaner from an auto parts store, add the recommended amount to your gas tank when it's nearly empty, then fill up with high-quality fuel and drive normally for several tanks to allow the cleaner to work thoroughly. Worn spark plugs produce symptoms like engine misfires, rough idling, difficulty starting, and decreased power. If your vehicle has over 30,000 miles since the last spark plug change and exhibits these symptoms, worn plugs are a likely cause. To address this, allow the engine to cool completely. Remove one spark plug wire or ignition coil at a time to avoid confusion. Use a spark plug socket to remove the old plug. Check the plug's condition. A tan, light gray color is normal, while black sooty deposits or white blistering indicates problems. Install new plugs with the proper gap and torque specification and replace one plug at a time to maintain the correct firing order. If you find oil on the spark plugs, or if they show unusual wear patterns, this might indicate deeper engine issues requiring professional diagnosis. A faulty ignition coil typically causes engine misfiring, especially under load. Check engine light with misfire codes and rough running that comes and goes. If the misfire follows a pattern or affects specific cylinders, as indicated by a code reader, a failing ignition coil may be responsible. To fix this, purchase an inexpensive OBD2 code reader to identify the affected cylinder, locate the corresponding ignition coil, disconnect the vehicle's battery, unplug the electrical connector from the coil, remove any mounting bolts to extract the coil, then install the new coil and reassemble in reverse order. A dirty air filter leads to reduced power, poor acceleration, and decreased fuel economy. To diagnose this issue, remove the air filter and hold it up to a light source. If light doesn't pass through easily, it's restricted. For a quick fix, locate the air filter housing, typically a black plastic box on one side of the engine. Open the housing, usually secured by clips or simple screws. Remove the old filter, noting its orientation. Clean any debris from the housing. Install the new filter in the same orientation and secure the housing. Vacuum leaks commonly produce rough or high idle, stalling, hissing sounds and poor performance. With the engine running, listen for hissing sounds around the intake manifold, throttle body, and vacuum hoses to diagnose this issue. To address vacuum leaks, visually inspect all vacuum hoses for cracks, hardening, or disconnection. Replace any damaged hoses with appropriate diameter vacuum hose from an auto parts store, and for suspected leaks at the intake manifold gasket, spray a small amount of carburetor cleaner around gasket edges while the engine idles. If the engine speed changes, you found a leak. Major vacuum leaks at the intake manifold gasket often require more extensive disassembly and professional repair. You can avoid future performance issues by following your vehicle's recommended maintenance schedule for tune-ups, using quality fuel from reputable stations, replacing the air filter every 15,000 to 30,000 miles, changing the fuel filter every 30,000 to 50,000 miles, and using fuel system cleaners periodically, especially if you notice early signs of performance issues. Many irregular engine performance issues stem from relatively simple and inexpensive maintenance items that have been overlooked. By learning to recognize the symptoms and applying these straightforward diagnostic steps, you can often restore your vehicle's performance without specialized tools or professional help. Remember that addressing minor issues promptly prevents them from developing into more significant, costlier problems. With these basic skills, you're now better equipped to maintain your vehicle's health and avoid unnecessary repair expenses. Always work on a cool engine. Disconnect the battery when working with electrical components, and avoid smoking or open flames when working with fuel system components. If you're unsure about any repair procedure, consulting a professional mechanic is always the safest choice.